Hey everybody, welcome back to Mayor's Lawn and Garden. Today we are going to be starting on our compost mix. I have everything here that we are going to be using for. So first of all, we have some bone meal and some blood meal. Definitely go to Walmart to get both of these, much cheaper, and you can get quite a bit more because you're going to need several bags depending on how much you're mixing up. But I'm going to put out both of these whole bags in my compost mix today. I'm probably going to put it over the top, and I'm probably going to go get probably another 2 or 3 more to mix in. I do have some chicken manure. This is something new that I'm trying just to see if it works, just to give people different options. It should work just fine. Any type of manure should work with this, but I want to do a preliminary test just to let y'all know. That way, before you go out and buy a whole bunch of chicken manure, you don't waste your money. The other thing we have is hummus and manure. This is definitely a lot better than the compost mix. You can get pre-composted manure and it will work just fine, but I have noticed that when you have just raw manure and some other organic matter added to it, it really breaks down a whole lot better, and you can actually get that full temperature rise out of your compost. So this compost within a week is going to go from just your daily temperatures of what your typical dirt is. It's going to go all the way up to around 120 to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Basically what it's doing is killing all of the bad bacteria in the manure, and it is adding that fungus or the mycorrhizal fungi that is going to help your roots develop. That is where the dirt booster comes into place. So everything else you can pretty much get from the store locally, but this is going to be one thing that you do have to order. You can shop around for other options. Really all you need is an activant, which is the mycorrhizal fungi. That is the activator that starts killing the bacteria, the bad bacteria in the manure. But this also has humic DG, biochar, and mycorrhizal fungi, so it's a three-peat of everything. This has had great results. You can also use this on your yard. It doesn't just have to be for the garden. You can put this on your yard. It will help your yard to break down all of the old clippings and give your soil a little bit of substance. So typically how I make my compost is I take the bags. I've got about 4 bags busted up in here. This manure it's got quite a few sticks in it. I don't love it, but it'll work for what it is. They will definitely break down over time. It's not terrible, but it's not the greatest. You can see it's already kind of started to kind of mold and break down on its own, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We will be getting rid of that, but I take about a pitcher to a pitcher and a half of the dirt booster here, and I will spread this over the top, mix it in with a shovel, spread it in again, mix it, spread it in, mix it, and I'll use this whole pitcher in this wheelbarrow. This manure is definitely pretty wet, so I'm probably not going to be adding a whole lot of water to this, but if yours is a lot drier, definitely add some water to it. That is what activates the mycorrhizal fungi and starts the breakdown process. So I'm going to go ahead and get this wheelbarrow mixed up and kind of show you what it looks like. So you just spread it over the top, and then I'm going to take the shovel over here, mix it in real good, and then we're going to dump it out here. Typically I like to pile mine up in a big tall pile and flip it like every 2-3 days and water it, but I'm trying something a little different. I'm going to try this in the raised bed itself. I'm going to try and activate all of this and let it kind of ferment for about, like I said, about a week and a half in the raised bed. So we will test this method out. Like I said, doing a lot of testing, a lot of learning. If it doesn't work, no harm, no foul. I'll start over. Okay, so change of plans. I just mixed this up in the wheelbarrow, and it really sucked to do. So I'm gonna go back to my normal method of just putting a pile in the middle of this. I'll let it ferment for about a week and a half. I'll show you the temperature probe on that, give you kind of an update on it, but I'll go ahead and get all of these bags dumped out in the middle. We'll get all of the dirt booster added to it. We will add our blood and bone meal and our chicken manure to it, and then I'll show you all the pile and kind of what we need to do with it. So we have everything poured out here. I definitely misjudged how much I need. I'm gonna need probably another pile right over here to add to this, but not a big deal. It's relatively cheap for what we're doing. If you don't go overboard and build a giant raised bed like I do, and you do some small ones, this pile will more than help you out. And you also don't have to do a whole composted bed. You can definitely fill this in with potting soil, and then when you put your plants in, you can, like I did this year. As you can see, I have a lot of sugar sand at my house, and it doesn't hold nutrients or water very well. So if you want to do a cheaper option, put you some topsoil or some potting soil in your raised beds and make this pile off to the side, let it ferment, and as you plant your plants, just take you a couple shovelfuls each time you plant something, put it in there. When I did my rows, I did the same thing. I dug my row for my okra, and then I just took shovelfuls and put it in there, put my seeds right on top of it, and grew it from there. Same thing with these sweet potatoes and my watermelons and cantaloupes. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up. We are gonna have to add a little bit of water. The chicken manure is definitely dry, so we'll see kind of what it does to break down with this manure. One of the big reasons that I use bone meal and blood meal is just the readily available nutrients in bone and blood meal. The bone meal has a lot of calcium, and it has on the bag, it's going to tell you it has a lot of phosphorus. It's really good for root development. That's typically why I use the bone meal, and the blood meal is a quick source of nitrogen, so it will shoot your plants up really quick, put on a lot of leaves, but the bone meal is one of the bigger aspects of it. So if anything, add a little more bone meal to your compost rather than the blood meal. The bone meal will help you with the root development like I showed in the other video. Now that everything's all mixed up, I'll show you the pile here in just a minute, but a few tips before we go ahead and show you the pile. Definitely try to keep from planting your potted plants or your seeds in this too early. Like I said, it's definitely going to get up to 120, 130 degrees internal temperature. It's already pretty warm as it is, and it may, with the extra manure, the bone meal, the blood meal, and the uncomposted raw manure, it's definitely going to start getting warm fairly quick. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all the temperature outside, if this will focus. It is 81 degrees right now, and the internal temperature of this pile right now, just on the top, that's not down on the bottom, it's already pretty close to, wow, it's climbing a lot faster than I thought. Looks like about 100 degrees is where it's going to plateau out. So this is definitely going to get warmer than what your plants can handle right now. Give it about a week and a half. Keep checking that internal temperature, see what it gets to. When it kind of plateaus for about 2 to 3 days at 120, 130 degrees, somewhere in there. When it plateaus there, give it another couple days, let that mycorrhizal fungi do its work, let it break all of the bad bacteria down, and then after about 2 or 3 days, spread all that stuff out. It'll cool off pretty quick, and then put it in your raised beds, or put it in the holes where you're going to plant your vegetables or your flowers. It's definitely going to show a whole lot of difference. I'm excited for more people to try this, but it has already started the process of breaking down. Like I said, these bags have been outside at the store, so it's already pretty warm, but ambient temperature outside is definitely not close to 100 degrees anymore, and these have been sitting in the shade for a little while, so this is going to start composting really fast. I hope y'all enjoy this. If you want to watch more of the process of checking the temperature, flipping all this stuff over, seeing how all of this process works, please let me know in the comments, leave a like. I'm going to pin this video to the top of my page. Definitely go check out my other videos. You can see kind of some of the results of this compost, but I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next video.